How would you react if someone just throw a glass of water at you while you're working? How would you react if someone just start yelling at you while you're working? How will you react if someone asks you so many questions while you're working? Well, I'm not asking you all these questions, but your recruiter might as well ask you all these questions while you're interviewing for a cabin crew. Hi, my name is Priya and I'm an ex Qatar Airways cabin crew. Through this channel, I share my journey of being a cabin crew and we talk all things about cabin crew. In this video today, I'm going to be sharing you in detail all the possible questions that they can ask you in your cabin crew interview and how you should answer those questions confidently and get the score of 10 on 10. So let's get started without any delay. Fasten your seatbelts because we are about to take off. Wait, hold on. Before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and do not forget to leave your comments, like this post if you have liked my content. And do not forget to hit the bell icon to get more such updates because I will be uploading more such interesting videos about cabin crew. Getting back to the point where I started, that I will give you all the information about cabin crew interview and watch till the end of the video to get my special tips on how to crack this interview more efficiently. In this video, we will be sharing content about cabin crew final interview. That is the last process where you are getting hired. Please go ahead and check out my channel where I have mentioned the process of being a cabin crew and how you can get step by step ahead and reach this level of interview. If you're watching this video already because you are in the final stage, congratulations, because it's very difficult to reach here. A lot of people apply for a cabin crew job, but only few make it to this point, and this point is really important because you're still not approved, then they are still going to judge you face to face, one on one. This interview usually starts as a 30 minutes interview where you will be facing directly the recruiter alone by yourself. You will not be with others, and there might be more than one recruiter at a time to judge you. So make sure that your personality is sparkling. You have 100% grooming from your head to your toes. You are perfectly dressed. You are the happiest person that day, and you're very excited about it. So, yes, that's to begin with. And let's get started on what kind of questions they ask. Just for the brief information about this video, the video is divided into two sections because there are two kind of questions they ask in such interviews. The first category of questions that they ask in this interview is situation based question. Now, what is situation based question? Situation based questions are the questions where they will give you certain situations and you have to explain them. How will you react on this situation and how will you handle these situations if you had the job of a cabin crew? And the second type of questions they ask you is behavioral question. Behavioral questions are the questions that they ask you from your past work. Whatever you have mentioned, you have worked in the past or you have studied in the past. If you don't have any experience of a cabin crew, then whatever you have studied in the past or you have worked in the past, they will ask you questions related to that. Or in past, how have you handled certain situations and what did you learn from it and what kind of experience do you have? So the mixture of these two questions are asked in your final interview to judge your final personality and see if you are suitable for a cabin crew job. In this video today, especially, I will be given example of 5 behavioral questions and 5 situation-based questions with perfect answers that you might can give to your recruiter to make an impression on them. So let's get started with behavioral questions first. And the first question for today in behavioral questions will be, can you mention a time or give me an example of a time where you went above and beyond for a customer? This kind of questions is asked to see if you have done anything in customer service. If you are in customer service background, then definitely they'll ask you this question because they need to know what exceptional skill you have to reach the customer satisfaction. The answer for this question will go something like this. In my previous role of customer service, I was boarding the aircraft and I suddenly noticed a family struggling with their luggage and their toddler was crying for attention. I immediately joined the position and I asked them for any assistance they need in arranging their bags. I helped them efficiently and I also offered the child a small toy to play with so that he is engaged with something. Immediately after finishing their job, they were very grateful, and the reinforcement of small gesture of kindness made them they very happy. So that's how I made sure my customer is comfortable, is happy, and is safe inside the aircraft. Thank you. So, this kind of answer will make your recruiter believe that you understood the question and you are clear about your thoughts when they say what is above and beyond for the customer, where you are fully attentive towards your customers and you're responding immediately with a lot of efficiency through this role. So, now coming to the next question. The second question is, tell us about the time where you handled a stressful situation and how did you cope with it. So this question is about where you handle any kind of stressful situation in your work and how did you manage to overcome that situation and what were the results of it. The answer of this question will be something like this. In my previous job role, there was a time where there was a system failure which caused the long queue of frustrated customer. Instead of being panicked, I reassured that I'm calm and I communicated the delay to the customers and I made sure that I could do everything possible manually that can replace the work that has been done by machine. And then later on, the customers were relatively less frustrated and the things went by more smoothly and efficiently. The reinforcement of the calmness and this, communicating with the customer helped me a lot during this process. Now, here in this answer, as you can see, you are making sure that the recruiter is understanding that what kind of situation you were in, and you're making sure you're telling them that you are calm under the stressful situation. That's what they need to know through this question. If you can handle a stressful situation with calmness and you can deal communicating with people, so that's how your answer should be. Moving forward with the third question, the third question can be, describe a time where you worked in a team to achieve a goal together. In this question, you have to demonstrate what kind of teamwork have you done in the past and how did you make sure that it goes smoothly without any chaos, because working in the team can be very challenging, and when you are working as a cabin crew, you will be facing these team challenges. So let's get started and see how the answer will be like. During a major event, we were understaffed, and unfortunately, we had to attend a lot of thousands of guests together within a small pack of team. I stepped up and cooperated with my team, and we figured out a plan according to the strengths of my team members, and we divided and we conquered the mission successfully. The success of this event made me realize the power of a teamwork and adaptability. Through this answer, you are achieving a lot of targets. First, that you can work in the team very efficiently. Second, you can take the leadership of the role and you can organize the task very nicely. And third point, that you will always be comfortable working with your teammates and adjusting to their strengths and dividing the portions according to them. Moving forward to question number 4, have you ever dealt with a difficult team member and how did you cope with this situation? When you work in a multinational work environment, there's hundreds of conflicts due to cultural differences, due to emotional intelligence, and these all trainings are given to you when you are becoming a cabin crew. Because as a part of international airline, you will always be facing some or the other culture, and you will always be dealing with different kind of people, and especially your crewmates, the people you work with. It's very important for you to understand and deal with this kind of situation. So the answer for this question should be something like this. Yes, I once worked with a colleague who was often uncooperative during the team task, but instead of facing this negatively, I took time to look at things from their perspective or try to understand their perspective. I tried to collaborate with them in more positive and efficient way, and over time we developed mutual respect and we worked things out more smoothly. So that's how I deal with the uncooperative colleagues. So through this answer, you see, we talk about the negative part of the comment and we also discuss how we eliminate that negative part through open communication and talking to the person to work more collaboratively that is beneficial for you and for the other person. This is what you have to explain, that you do not take things negatively or competitively. You try to deal with things smoothly and you try to communicate with everybody in an open manner. So that's how you have to answer this. Oh, question number 5 is something that you're going to face a lot of times when you're working as a cabin crew. Tell us about the time when you took a frustrated customer and turned the situation around. This question is very important because you will face this a lot of time. There's multiple times when people are very frustrated when they enter the boat, and that mistake is not usually yours. It's someone else's mistake, and you're going to be facing for it because you will be spending hours with them inside a tube in the air. So they don't have that part where they can take the frustration out on someone else. So you will be dealing with it, and that's why they want to know how would you deal with this situation, or how have you done it in the past if you have any experience about it. So this is how you will answer this question. Customer once came in really frustrated due to the mistake in their booking. I listened to them patiently. I apologized to them for the inconvenience that have caused to them, and also I found the best possible alternative solution for them. At the end of the conversation, not only they were satisfied, but they also really thanked me a lot that day. That made me believe that the reinforcement of empathy and apologizing to them and listening to them comfortably and also giving them the best possible solution by problem solving is the best possible thing you can do in customer service. By this answer, you are making sure that the recruiter listen to your words and they know what you're talking about when you talk about empathy, when you talk about apologizing, and when you talk about problem solving the situations. If you have ever worked in customer service or if you have studied anything about being a cabin crew, customer service is very important part, and this is the definition of customer service, where you understand the situation, you apologize or show empathy, and then you do the problem solving. This is the definition of customer service. So you do make sure that you use these words in your answer. Now, moving forward, these were all the behavioral question that we are talking about. Coming forward to situation based questions. Now, from onwards, the 5 questions and answers that I will be sharing with you are situation based, and this will be giving us the scenario from a cabin crew job and how will you react to these kind of situation, and we will be following it by answers. So let's get started. Question number 1: customer is being extremely rude and unapologetically aggressive. How would you handle this situation? Listening to this question, you must think that you have to calm the customer down and everything, but remember, cabin crew is not there just for customer service. It also is taking care of the safety of the aircraft. So you have to think from a perspective of a cabin crew. Imagine you are in the flight where you are responsible of hundreds of people's lives and someone is behaving suspiciously and threatening. So you have to judge the situation accordingly and reply in that kind of manner. So the answer to this question will be something like this. In this kind of certain situation, I would try to remain calm and professional throughout the situation. I would try to handle this issue with empathy and try to do active listening with the customer, and then if possible I would also offer some kind of best possible alternative depending on the situation. If the customer continue to threaten or become dangerous to other people on the flight, I would try to go and follow the company's policy and manage it with my supervisor. If the situation go further worse, I would also be alerting the captain about it. That's it. That's how you answer, by saying that you are there for the service part, but you also know that you are there for the safety of the people. Question number 2: what would you do if people refuse to accept the safety instructions on board the aircraft? Trust me, this has happened with me a lot of times. This has been happening that they do not understand the procedure. This is how you will answer the question. I would politely but firmly request them to follow the standards and procedures of the airline and try to explain them why they are actually there and why it is important for their safety and others' safety to for them to follow these instructions. If they still continue to resist even throughout this situation, I would definitely involve a senior crew member and try to adjust the situation more moderately. Then even if after that they continue to resist and they do not follow the instruction, the check has to be passed to the captain, and then the captain will decide how to deal with this situation furthermore. But this is how the process will go. See, this answer makes sure that you know how to convince the customer, you have your knowledge, and you know how to deal with this situation. Question number 3: you see a fellow crew member struggling through the flight and how you will handle the situation. As a normal human being instinct, I think you will go and assist them. But you need to make sure that you frame it very nicely and tell it to your recruiter, and this is how you will tell them. Teamwork is very essential in aviation. So if I see my teammates struggling, I would immediately offer them my help, being it taking over the task or helping with the passenger or just being moral support. It's very important to help your teammates to ensure the highest standard of service and safety on board the aircraft. This means that you are very hardworking, you are efficient, and you are making sure that nothing delays the flight or nothing can stop you from providing the standards. And if your colleague is for example, feeling sick or is suffering through something, you are there for them. You're supporting them. You're working in a teamwork. That's all. Moving forward to next question, question number 4. So question number 4 is, a customer with severe allergies have been served the wrong meal. How would you deal with this situation? How would you react? So the answer for something like this, it's very serious matter actually, because if this happens, can cause medical condition, can divert the flight, can make major issues, can even threaten the life of the person who is eating that meal. So you have to make sure you see the sincerity of the question and you react to it accordingly. So this is how something like this you can answer. I would immediately take the incorrect meal away from the passenger. I would sincerely apologize for my mistake or anyone else's mistake, and I will take the responsibility at that moment of time. I will make sure the customer is not eating anything unsafe and his or her health is on check. I will make sure throughout the flight that that person is comfortable and not facing any kind of reaction due to food allergies. And I will also inform my supervisor and the captain in case any kind of emergency comes up. They are informed and they are included in this conversation. So that's how I will deal with this situation, and I will keep a check throughout the flight. Thank you. And yeah, that's how you answer the question. Like, you understand the sincerity, you apologize for your mistake or anyone else's mistake, you took the responsibility, and you make sure the well being of the person, and you also kept your supervisors in the loop in case of any kind of emergency occurring in the future. That's how you answer this question. Oh, the fifth question is something last but not the least, as I said, because this is has happened and it's all over social media. The flight is delayed and the customers are frustrated. How would you deal with this situation? I think even as a passenger, if you have ever flown in the aircraft, you know that if the flight gets delayed, how frustrating it is, and you always feel like the fault is the cabin crew. These are the people who are delaying the flight, and these are the people who are doing everything wrong. So, but the answer is, it's not true. It's not in our hand. But yeah, if the person is frustrated, they are frustrated and they will ask you questions about everything. So this is how you answer this question. First of all, I will try to understand their frustration and show my empathy towards them, apologize for any kind of inconvenience that they have, and of course I would try to be transparent, try to give them every kind of updates that are possibly available, explain them the reason of the delay, and most importantly offer them any kind of refreshments if possible. Try to ease the tension with positivity and patience, and try to be available at their request to answer the questions that they have. That's how I will easily deal with this situation. That's it. This answer shows that you're confident enough to deal with the stressful situation. You can be patient in stressful situations and you know how to deal with this, because at the end of the day, you have all the answers that they're looking for, and that's all you have to give them. That's it for today. This is all the questions. Now, coming forward and giving you my special tips, like I always do. So, first tip, the very first tip is about entering the room of the recruiter. As soon as you enter the room, you have to make sure that you are confident. The way you are walking towards them have to be very confident, and you have to promote a positive gesture, and you have to show that you're confident. So be sure when you're entering, you have a big smile on your face, the walking style is normal, and then you are looking at them, you're making an eye contact with a smile on your face. You have to go ahead and shake your hands with them. Yes, you are right. You have to initiate the conversation. That's the first point. You have to initiate the conversation, give them your hand, shake hands with them, and say, "Hi, good morning, how are you today?" That's how you make impression that you are confident enough to be a cabin crew, because you can talk to people. Point number 2, very important. You have to use this kind of words during your answers, like important highlights, open communication, empathy, problem solving. You know, these words of customer service that are very important to mention in your kind of interview. Third, do the most top notch grooming you can. Don't forget your nails, girls and guys. Please make sure that your nails are clean and tidy. And for women, make sure that you have perfect makeup on. Your grooming is top notch, your makeup is on point, and your nails are done, like either clear polish or any kind of polish, but your makeup has to be done, your nails have to be done. So make sure that you're professional. And that's all for today. Those are my three wonderful tips. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this helps you and you become the future cabin crew of this generation. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe it now and shower all your love to me.